Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MSATP TV. Joining me this morning is Don Hoffman with the Hoffman Group. And Don is going to be our lead on the Interview Bootcamp. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about the Interview Bootcamp, what to expect, and what you need to do to be ready to get the maximum benefit from the bootcamp. So Don, why don't you tell us a little bit about your firm and what you're going to do for us?
Well, we're a regional CPA firm that does a lot of audits and reviews, very complicated, in-depth tax work for S Corp, C Corps, partnerships, high net worth individuals, have a significant wealth management division. And our clients span geographically from, Florida to Maryland, Virginia, DC, Pennsylvania. And so a lot of very complicated but very interesting clients we represent. But today, we really want to talk about how you can get to a great firm and really expand your career opportunities, which all start with this interviewing process.
All right. So what did the people need to do to be prepared to come in for that day? As far as bringing a resume, references, or whatever.
So great question, Bill. So number one, when you go to an interview, there's always these sayings about dressing for success. You really need to dress for the position that you want. And even in the world of firms that have casual dress or business dress, you should look your best at that interview. If you think a tie is appropriate, you're not going to overdress. You have one chance to make the first impression. Resumes that Bill brought up. Have a few copies of your resume. You don't know when you go into an interview if you're going to have one or two or three people there. Be prepared, be organized. When you come into an interview, you should have any paperwork that you are going to bring with you very well organized. So you're not trying to look through a bunch of paperwork. Accountants are supposed to be organized, and that is certainly respected. If you really want to make an impression, do something really special, like bring a transcript with you of your grades. Go to the office in your school or online and get a copy of your grades, your transcript. That actually would be a really nice thing to bring to an interview. People will be very impressed by that. So, dress for the part, be prepared, be very organized, have multiple copies of information you're going to provide. And certainly, if a separate sheet was typed up that had references on it, that would be also a beautiful thing to provide, but have it in a very organized, concise fashion.
Okay. Any tips that you want to give to our people about interviewing before they come?
So another great question, Bill. So when you go to this interview, you need to be able to let the company that you're interviewing with to have a clear understanding of what it is that you are looking for. All right. So let's talk about where that starts. Where it starts is that you need to research that company. You can go on their websites. You can go out there in social media, be it LinkedIn, Facebook. Find out what you can about what that company does. You can say, yes, they're a CPA firm. That's great. But there are CPA firms and there are CPA firms. What type of clients do they represent? That if you want to impress somebody, get an understanding if they're doing audits, reviews, compilations, what type of businesses, what industries they're in, what type of tax work they do. Do enough research. So maybe you can ask some questions about the firm at the interview. That would be very impressive. when you're in that interview, you need to look at the people interviewing you. You need to look them in the eyes when you are talking. As soon as somebody, and this is a life lesson, if you are going ahead and you're looking at the table or the ceiling or somewhere else when people ask you questions, they do not have any trust in what you are stating. So please look at somebody with confidence. Your answers should be concise. You should not rush through a conversation. You should talk slowly and deliberate with any responses and answers and questions that you have.
Mhm. All right. Any other pointers you can give our students before they come out to talk to you?
I think one more item you could casually talk about in an interview is teamwork. Teamwork is very important in any business, especially important in CPA firms, that you are a team player, that you work well together with others. You need to find a comfort zone that you can have that discussion in the interview. That is a very important part. I think when you're doing these interviews, firms want people that are going to blend in and excel and be comfortable in the relationships that they have with other staff members. I have an old saying that in life that everybody that comes to work every day, they should check their egos at the door, and they should go ahead and be a team player. And I look at that in our firm, that everybody here is equally as important as I am. And we are here as a team to work together with positive thought and positive attitudes, and that with any company you interview with, they want to get that impression in that interview that that's the type of person you are, and that's what you will bring to the firm, is excitement, positive thoughts, never negativity. And if you can bring that out in the interview, then you will shine in that process.
All right. Well, thank you for the pointers today, Don. I appreciate it. I know that we're looking forward to doing the boot camp with you, and hopefully we'll get a few students to sign up for it. So if you are a student in college looking for that first job, or even if it's a second job, please feel free to come to the boot camp where you learn some interviewing skills to give you a leg up on the competition. Because it is competition, you're competing with all your fellow students. So make sure you invest a couple hours of your time to get the most out of your interview day. Anything else you want to add to that?
The only other thing I'll add to that is just everybody should remember that depending on how much time you have left in school, that to get to the table in the first place for an interviewer is never going to see you if you don't have great grades. They judge you by your grades and your resume and your transcript. So put that extra effort in to get those grades up and get them as high as you can. It's just about how hard you study and how much social time you give up, because you will never have the opportunity to show them how wonderful your personality is and all the other things I already talked about if you don't have a great grade point average. So focus on that with the time you have left in school, because you can make a difference in your own life by a little extra effort. And I look forward to seeing everyone to help them through this journey when we have the boot camp. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Don. And I appreciate your time today and in February when we're actually going to have the boot camp.
All right. Sounds great. I'll be well. Talk to you all soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.